blood,
Guilt.
etc. Murder. The biggest mystery of all. The question is,
Who's done it?
Hi, I'm Abby McEachran. Welcome to Who's Done It. Each week on this show, we will be investigating a potential murderer to discover if they have indeed killed a person. This week, we knew she was trouble. Is Taylor Swift a murderer? Okay, so it's a beautiful day here in the lunchroom of my building, and I'm going to try and figure out what the public thinks of Taylor Swift. Do you know who Taylor Swift is?
Not necessarily. She's like a snake, you know?
Do you have an opinion on the Taylor-Kanye feud?
I think she caused a lot of the problems.
I think it's overrated. I think it might even be like just for the show, like for media and stuff. Because I feel like she just wants to seem innocent all the time, where she actually is kind of a shit disturber. If I had to choose a side, I would choose Kanye.
Do you know what Taylor Swift's biggest fear is?
I think rejection is her biggest fear.
She told Ellen DeGeneres it was being framed for murder.
Being framed for murder.
That's a really weird fear.
Kind of suspicious.
Well, that sounds very suspicious, but I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to be taken hold for some actions that weren't hers, probably. But
If she had to kill someone, who do you think it would be?
Maybe Calvin Harris.
Did you know that 2 weeks after they broke up, Calvin Harris's brake lines on his car were cut?
I didn't. Wow.
really, that's quite terrifying.
Well, I guess she would kill him, so maybe it's related.
Now I wonder if that was Taylor, if that was a fan.
She has enough money that she could just hire someone to kill him, I guess.
I think she'd get someone else to do it.
She'd probably hire someone to do it for her, honestly.
Do you think Taylor Swift is a murderer?
That's a good question.
Possibly.
That was really eye-opening. But I can't shake this feeling that now I have more questions than answers. Okay, so I'm talking in studio today with fellow RTA student Maverick Sleet. Maverick, you actually used to be a fan of Taylor Swift back in the day, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
What'd you like about her?
Her music was very simple. I used to be a bit more of a country fan when I was younger because I come from a family of country fans, sad as that sounds. Some of her lyrics just were, you kind of relate to them in a way if you were in that situation. I mean, I was very young. I was like 8 or 9 at this point. But yeah, for some people it was relatable, and I guess I could kind of see why.
Okay, so what do you think changed then?
Oh boy. I think that album, I can't remember the album name. I think it was Fearless, I believe that was the name of the album. I can't remember. But it seems like after that album's when she started to become like mainstream, like everybody just like wanted to listen to her. So I think when she became more mainstream and more popular with the men of the Hollywood and music industry, that's when just something changed, a better changed. It just seems like she can just kind of say something about someone and you know who it's about. Like people, like it seems like every time she releases a song that seems like she's bashing somebody, or it has more like the lyrics seem like they have more of a meaning. It seems the internet goes crazy. Like, okay, who is this about? Is it Jake Gyllenhaal? Is it John Mayer? Is it Harry Styles? Like when they realize like, okay, it's Harry Styles, they just like storm to his Twitter, his Instagram, whatever. They just start bashing him repeatedly. It's like, okay, well, obviously, like we're not saying that this person didn't hurt you, but it seems like you weren't 100% innocent in this as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you think she's guilty of murder?
If she isn't yet, I think one day.
Why?
The Bart Baker parody of Blank Space, like this is just one music video, it's more for show, but in that video it seems like she is, it seems two things. It seems like she's mocking the way the media treats her, but of her like psychotic ways, but it also seems like she's also showing a bit of her true colors where if there came a story where Taylor Swift that had murdered somebody, I wouldn't be that surprised, honestly. I won't say she's guilty of murder yet, but one day.
You think she has the personality trait?
Well, she's obviously psychotic. She always plays the victim. Never, which is another trait that some murderers do. They always play the victim in their situations and make people feel bad for them. Psychotic, and go along with the psychotic thing. Whenever someone does her wrong, she'll write a song about them. Yeah, wolf in sheep's clothing. So yeah, those are just some of the traits.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in and talking about Taylor Swift with me.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
This far into the investigation, with so much on the line, I was beginning to suspect that maybe I'd never know for certain if Taylor Swift had murdered someone. Then, out of the blue, I got a call that changed everything.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey,
I had no idea who was calling.
it's Lila. Abby, you asked me to call.
I knew I was getting ahead of myself, but I couldn't help but wonder if this was going to be what cracked the case.
No, you see, this is the behavior I was talking about.
I don't know what... I didn't know what she meant.
Abby, this obsession is a lot more damning for you.
Could you just, like... Okay, please?
Is this Miss McEachern?
This is she.
Look, I heard from a confidential source that you're investigating Miss Swift.
I am. Why? Why? Do you know something?
I don't know if I should say.
It's okay. You're safe.
So there's this interview that Taylor Swift did in 2014 to promote 1989. The interviewer commented on the title of the song Style. Taylor was all like, hold up, I've never revealed who any of my songs are about. And then the interviewer was all like, sure, but it's no secret you whore yourself out for...
The lyrics.
It was smudge.
Just keep going,
Lyrics and press. So here is the most baller moment of all. Taylor responded, and I quote, I actually haven't dated anyone for the past 2 years. I mean, it totally shut the interviewer up. But here's what you have to understand about that. Taylor Swift once said, I don't want to be the girl who only ever wanted one thing, and when she gets it, complains. In other words, fame is all she's ever wanted. She has everything she's ever wanted, and then the media spins a story. The story of a vengeful whore who can't close her legs and can't let a boy off the hook. It begins to ruin her mainstream image. Can you imagine how crushing that is? So she breaks up with the boy. She doesn't say anything. She gets a crush on a tall actor who can surf. She ignores it. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't call that number. She doesn't go out. Instead, she writes. Instead, she forms a group of girls. Instead, she learns the word feminist and dresses like a BuzzFeed poster child. She moves to New York. She cuts her hair. She doesn't call that boy. She says nothing. She works and works and works for what she's always wanted and says nothing. She saves it for that response to that interviewer. I haven't dated in 2 years. And we realize she's right, and we buy her album, and we restore her.
Wow, that was powerful. Definitely not written by me. But I'm trying to figure out if Taylor Swift is a murderer. Do you think you can help?
You think that she'll ever let her image be threatened again? You think that she's just going to let herself be shamed out of obscurity? Not before she tries it all.
It was beginning to cross my mind that she might be onto something.
She'll kill journalists who call her out. She'll kill Beyonce?
Sure.
She'll kill Beyonce to prove how beautifully she can mourn. She'll kill herself before her reputation nosedives. This is a woman who cares about fame and reputation over all else, even her own happiness. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the true making of a murderer.
Wow. Terrific. Case closed. Tay-Tay is a murderer.
Okay, can I just...
Suddenly, all the clues were adding up.
You're at least aware that this isn't true crime, right? There's no crime.
I couldn't believe how blind I'd been.
Abby, also, will you please stop with the past tense, too? You're not being funny. This is just straight-up slander.
But now everything was clear. Taylor Allison Swift is in fact a murderer.
This Lady Macbeth character you're so obsessed with is not the feminist celebration of women that you think it is. Fear of powerful women is what cost Hillary the White House. Taylor Swift did not murder anyone. She's not dangerous, but you're perpetuating this narrative is.
And with that confirmation, this case went from hopeless to solved.
I mean, you've seen how sexists support the Taylor Swift murder thing in the same breath they call her a slut. You're weirdly deep in this,
Thank you
Abby.
so much for calling, Complete Stranger. Have a great night.
Kelvin Harris's break lines weren't...
Well, Thanks to my thorough uncovering of the facts, it's now up to you, listener, to decide for yourself. Is Taylor Swift a murderer? Thanks so much for joining me on Who's Done It. Please tune in next week to find out if that thing Ben Carson did was murder per se or just run-of-the-mill manslaughter.